think that is one thing that will actually help you overcome a gaming session. So instead of creating plans. Hi everyone, welcome back to UniVoyage. Today I'll be speaking a little bit about how to overcome distractions when your exams are just around the corner and there are just 6 months left for your exam preparation. So basically, there are several distractions as teenagers, right? And one of them being electronic devices, your mobile phones, your iPads, your laptops, or your TV screens. They are big distractions for like a lot of people, a lot of aspirants. So how can you overcome that exactly? One solution to it is to completely boycott that sense of technology, or like get rid of it, keep it somewhere else. Don't keep it where you're studying. Put it on power off or switched off mode the entire time. This is personally the strategy I followed while preparing for my board exams or my competitive exams as well. I used to keep my phone on power off mode the entire time, and I used to use my laptop for like any YouTube material, or for any doubts. I used to use WhatsApp to ask to my friends or my teachers, and other than that, all the other chats were either archived or muted. So that's something you can follow. But I do understand this is a little hard for someone who's very used to using their phones and like is just starting to develop the habit of avoiding this distraction. So, what else can you do? You can actually use your technology as an incentive, in the sense that, let's say if you're studying for 2 hours, reward yourself with a music session or a gaming session of like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, and keep on increasing the number of hours you study and reducing the break time. So this will help you in two ways. One, you're following a very nice study methodology, which is that you're taking breaks while studying, right? So you're not oversaturating your brain with information. And two, you won't be tempted to use your phone in the 2 hours or 3 hours of your study session, because you know you're going to get it as a reward at the end of that 2 hour or 3 hour. So this is a very good technique, especially if you're in the starting phases. You can also use certain apps like Pomodoro if you have Android, or Focus Plant, or Off Screen if you have an iPhone or if you use an Apple device. These apps do wonders, especially again in the initial stages of trying to get rid of this habit of using your phone. Now, besides technology or like electronic devices, there are other distractions as well, like your social life being one of them, the friendships or your relationships or family time. How do you strike a balance between all this? A lot of us have like FOMO, fear of missing out on events, birthday parties, or occasions due to our exam prep. And not going to lie, that is going to happen, right? But instead of seeing this as a distraction, you can actually see your friends or your family as a very big source of motivation in your life. I'll tell you how. Instead of seeing family time as like, oh, a distraction, or like how do I balance it, how do I give them time and my studies time, you can actually see them as a very big support system. You're not going to get high scores in all your mocks. There will be times when you would need somebody to just talk to and vent out to, and then your family, your at least your immediate family or your parents or your siblings will come into the picture, and you'll take advice from them. They've been through this journey as well. They've given exams as well. You can take suggestions from them, and it'll be helpful for you. And as far as friends are concerned, or any other relationships are concerned, I would say that the whole concept of study buddies is often misunderstood, and people say it does not work, or like group studies don't work. But I've personally tried it. If you find the right group of people, even if they all don't match in terms of intellect or like ideas, if you just find a group of people who's willing to put in efforts, no matter at what level or what score they are at, and you start working together over like Zoom calls or like Google Meet or any group calls, it'll be very very helpful for you. Because like for me personally, I sat with three other classmates, and they were from like two were from commerce, one from science, and like I was from science, so we all worked together, not just for boards but also our competitive examinations, and it helped give different perspectives to like different questions, different ways of solving the same question, and they a lot of times act as a big motivation. Instead of seeing them as competition, you can see them as motivation. Instead of seeing them as any sort of distraction, you can take help from them. You can take suggestions from them. So instead of creating plans of like birthdays or any parties for these last 6 months, you can make plans of working on algebra or working on permutation and combination for these 6 months. Then your friends, the same peer group, would no longer be a distraction for you. Now, certain other basic things that I want to highlight here are your learning style. Identify which learning style works for you. Like for instance, for me, I'm an auditory learner, so I like to sit in a quiet place and read out aloud because when I'm hearing my own voice, I'm only focusing on my voice. I'm not getting distracted by any other thoughts in this way, and it's the most efficient way for me. But let's say if you're a visual learner, then making diagrams and making mind maps and highlighting stuff will help you focus on that and not let you get distracted by anything else around you. So it's very, very important to understand which learning pattern, which learning style works for you, to avoid getting distracted by, especially in the last 6 months of your preparation. Then one thing which is also very important is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I know it's easier said than done because especially in the exam time when it's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of nerves. I understand it's difficult, but it's also important because if you do not get good amount of sleep, which is different hours for different people, so I'm not going to say a specific amount of time, but like whatever works for your body, identify that, and like healthy sleep schedule and also diet is very, very crucial in the last 6 months for a healthy mindset. And a healthy mindset will lead to a focused mindset as well, avoiding all the distractions around you. And lastly, I was actually preparing for this video and asking my peers here for advice and like how they overcame distractions. One thing that stood out to me was the fact that at the end of the day, it is your will that counts. Like you wouldn't care about like in a focus plant, you wouldn't care about destroying a plant if your will to use your phone is that much, right? So how about you just instead of having that will to use your phone, can you not have the will to get into your dream college? Because here we're talking about an IIM. It's a big opportunity. Don't waste it over a notification or over a friend or a relationship, right? So at the end of the day, you need to be self motivated. All the tips I gave, they can help you. They can give you that push, but at the end of the day, to make it a habit, you can do it for 21 days and turn it into a habit, but gradually you need to be self motivated. It should come from within. The will to work hard and the will to not check your phone when a message pops up is something that comes from within. You don't need a motivation video for it. You need to understand what you're preparing for. You need to understand your competition. You need to understand what we're talking about here, being an IIM and a rigorous course like IPM, and think accordingly before checking your notification or before getting distracted. Think what that one distraction will cost you, and I think that is one thing that will actually help you overcome all the distractions, that you have your inner will and your own motivation to work harder that comes from within, not from any video, not from anything else. So that's it. I hope you found some ways to overcome your distractions in the last 6 months of your preparation. And if you like the video and if you want more such videos, please let us know down in the comment section below and hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you so much for watching.